Hello everybody, Accureye here, and welcome back to another Accureye 101 Overwatch, while talking about all the characters and giving you my tips on Overwatch for them. So yeah, and if you haven't been in my videos before, please feel free to tell me how you found my channel, if you are so interested. And if you have been playing Overwatch for quite some time, my usual go-to question is, tell me who is your favorite Overwatch player. And yeah. But yeah, with that all being said, said and done, yeah, we are going to go into talking about Hanzo today. So yeah, that'll be who we are going to be talking about today. So yeah, as you can see here, yeah, today's video is going to be all about talking, about Hanzo and giving you my tips for, Hanzo. So, as you can see here, this is, definitely, well, Hanzo is definitely kind of a DPS sniper type. Back in the day, of course, when you first played the game, he was known to be a sniper like Widowmaker. So yeah, with that being said, I mean, obviously he's going to be very much kind of like Widowmaker. If you've not played Widowmaker before, then obviously, you know, Widow was also considered a sniper, but we've gone over my my Widowmaker tips already. So there's almost no real reason or real point in me going over my Widowmaker tips. Mostly because, like I've said before, we've already gone over them. I don't think really I need to go over them again. And you know, you'll see that Hanzo, I mean, while he may seem on paper like he's the same character or he's the same style as Hanzo, as Widowmaker, he's completely different. As you'll see how he has like this, of course, spot arrow, which basically allows anyone to see for a short time exactly where all enemies are. And that's kind of the good thing about his spot arrow. And you'll see here how, you know, it's easy as a good Hanzo to pick off people one by one. Now, Hanzo didn't always have this speed arrow. The speed arrow you see me firing off, or you see me readying up every once in a while. That was never always a thing. Back in the day, Hanzo had you know, a way of being able to basically use a ricochet arrow, and the ricochet arrow, in my opinion, was actually pretty good. I don't know why they really got rid of it, because, you know, honestly, in my opinion, the ricochet arrow was a better version of you know, of the arrow, or of things than you know, than the you know, was you know. And I mean, then this rapid fire arrow, I mean, in my opinion, just was not very good. And you know, and I just don't think it was a you know, I don't really like this rapid fire arrow. I mean, it's fine in some degree, but you know, but in my personal opinion, I mean, there's really no reason for the old ricochet arrow for the speed fire arrow. I mean, yeah, it makes it easier to fire with Hanzo, but yeah, I mean, I just can't find a use, I guess you could say, for it. I can't really conceive a way of, you know, of making it you know, overall useful, overall if you will, great. So yeah. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, you know, it definitely is you know, a interesting overall you know, character or play style. And you know, Hanzo, I believe, is a great character to use, especially if you are, you know, looking for someone to you know, to try and add to your repertoire that can be a you know, a sniper. I mean, he's not just a sniper as it is. He's also a a very good a very good deflector of I guess you could say deflector of straight up attacks. Because obviously not everyone can just deal with straight up a straight up countered attack. And you can kind of see here how with his ultimate, which is this dragon, basically it just sends out a dragon. It's basically a good way to be able to be able to just surprise people. Like, most people probably, especially as you'll see later on in this video, are not expecting the dragon to be so powerful. I mean, Hanzo's ultimate, if you want to ask me, is a insta death. It's an insta kill, and for many people, they may see it as like, oh, Hanzo's ultimate is so powerful. Why would they ever add an ultimate? But it makes sense that Hanzo's ultimate is an insta kill. It's just a matter of of course, moving out of the way. Not being lined up. And you'll see a perfect example here of me playing Hanzo, where everything was just, if you will, lined up for just like the perfect upset, if you will. And you'll see what I mean as we move into this, as of course we move into this battle. So yeah, and that's why you'll see here how everything is just like, it just all led into the perfect upset, if you will. And you'll see what I mean as we move into this this battle, how everything is just like, it all just pretty much lined up in a way where where you just ended up being being just it ending up being perfect in some way or another. So yeah, and that's exactly what I mean by but it's just kind of like one of those times where it literally was kind of, if you will, the perfect storm. And and I mean, with Hanzo, that's the thing, is Hanzo is all about it's basically all about being able to being able to being able to just be able to line things up and play it at a distance. Of course you can play Hanzo at a in a way of just being able to be able to just of being able to what you call it, if you will, like Hanzo, he's kind of like that perfect storm of ranged and close range. And especially if you use that spot arrow, always remember, use that spot arrow to see what's up ahead of you. That's the best way to use the spot arrow. And then after that, pick and choose who are your targets, everyone. I mean, you always want to pick and choose your targets. Make sure that you're not the first one targeted, especially when playing Hanzo. If you have like a Traborgen, which we've talked about, who we've of course talked about in the past, then with that Traborgen, you want to make sure that you are you are of course able to oh man, sorry about the yawn there, but you want to be able to make sure that with a Traborgen, you're always targeting that Traborgen first if you are Hanzo. If you see a Bastion, you want to target the Bastion. Always choose your targets and make sure that you're choosing the target that really is going to cause the most upset for your team. I mean, as Hanzo, you always want to make sure that you're choosing the best target to upset the enemy team. You don't want them to be, you don't want them to be, to always, like, be focused on, for instance, you don't always want to be focused on the easy target. I mean, in many ways, don't look for the easy kill, the easy target as Hanzo. Because, I mean, an easy Hanzo or an easy target is not going to work out very well for Hanzo. But as we move on here, you'll see that right here, this is basically the upset move. This was the point where, honestly, if there was ever a time for an upset, ever a time for just like everything that could have gone wrong for the enemy team did go wrong, this is where it is. So as you can see here, I split the spot arrow, and why is this arrow when this ultimate went off? Boom! Everyone, pretty much everyone except for 2, got wiped out on the team. And I mean, seriously, there is no way that anyone would be silly enough to set up like that. Like, honestly, when it comes to a perfect storm, that is the perfect storm. And, you never want to ever set up like that when you're playing Hanzo, everyone. Like, if you're going to go against the Hanzo, everybody, never set up for a perfect assault. Never set up for Hanzo to just have a perfect line between you and everyone, and every one of your teammates. I mean, honestly, I mean, it may seem like, oh, that's a smart move. We'll all group up against the team. They'll have no way of defending against us. But like I've said before, you just saw it there, and it's been immortalized in this YouTube video that never group up if you see a Hanzo. If you have a Hanzo on the opposite team, make sure you don't group up, because when you group up, that's just literally how the perfect storm ends. And you'll have, you can watch that again and again and again as long as you want. But that's like a perfect example of why you never want to group up against the Hanzo. I mean, Hanzo is by far the worst person to have a group up against, or to just like say, okay, we're all going to line up here and nothing bad's going to happen to us. I mean, seriously, like, honestly, that's basically how it all will end, in some degree for many people. And, and you kind of see it there. But anyway, so, what about Hanzo? Is he underused? Absolutely. I mean, hardly anybody ever uses Hanzo, in my opinion. And, in that sense, I feel that, he is kind of an underused character. He is kind of a character who when you think about it, well, he just doesn't get seen very often. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great character, and when used properly, when used in the right fashion, I mean, my goodness, he can literally just change and upset the game. And, that's exactly what it is that we do in this battle. Like, you'll see here how, basically a great Hanzo. I'm not saying I'm a great Hanzo. I don't ever claim to be a great Hanzo. But a good Hanzo, a great Hanzo, I mean, he is such a game changer for anyone in some degree. I mean, you can see here, this team is literally just setting up shot after shot for Hanzo. And I'm not even that good of a Hanzo. I don't claim to be a good Hanzo. I rarely play Hanzo. But you can see how, a great Hanzo, literally can set up shot after shot after shot. And there's no reason a good Hanzo wouldn't be able to, because obviously, it's like one little move, like his ult here. Or just like, just like a few great shots, a few good setups. I mean, it changes the game completely. And that's exactly what happens, is that, you see it here. This is my showcase of Hanzo. And you see it here how Hanzo can just upset the game entirely. He can literally just change the way the game is played. Change the just change the overall fight, and just shift the field of battle. And that's exactly it. As long as you're using like the spot arrow to see where everyone is, and then of course you plan your shots. You plan your target. You're almost always guaranteed to be in the driver's wheel, if you will. And that's exactly where Hanzo wants to be. Hanzo, if you play as him, you want to be in the steering wheel. You want to be able to dictate the battle. You want to make it to where no matter what happens, you're the one who's kind of showing the team where to go, who to attack. And hopefully, in turn, it also ends up with you. Having your team realize, oh, we're supposed to attack this person. Oh, this person's over here. We should focus on over here on this person, And that's exactly what happens. Is you see it here how, I'm just steering the battle. I'm literally just changing the course and the outcome. And that's exactly what Hanzo does best, is changing the outcome. Steering the course of battle. And with that, you end up with literally, if you will, a great battle, a way of, of just, having everything that could go in a fashion or in a sense, in a way, right, if you will. And that's kind of what you want to happen, is just have everything kind of go right, have everything just go in a fashion and in a way that it works, if you will. So anyway, that's just my suggestion. That is that's how I like to see you to do things with Hanzo. And I mean, hopefully this is a great way of showcasing Hanzo at his best. Because I mean, like I said, this is how you gotta kind of want to play Hanzo. This is kind of what you want to do, is move around, utilize his mobility, and and of course, if you will, make it to where he steers the battlefield. He literally is the in the control, in the overall area, in the proximity, and he's kind of pushing or changing the course of the battle. That's what you want to do. If you do that, you're not going to ever not see a chance of victory, a chance to a chance to just have everything go right. And that's exactly what you see here, is that, I played my cards right, I played exactly the way I should have played, and it worked out like a charm, literally. Because, I mean, you see how this battle has gone. You've seen this battle fully through. And, I mean, there's no reason that Hanzo should not be played. I mean, a great Hanzo can just, like I said, he's the force behind any attack in many ways. And even through defenses. And even through defenses, he's kind of what drives the defense. He pushes the defense, he pushes it all the way to the end. And while it didn't work out very well, for me in the end of this, you kind of saw Hanzo at his best in many ways. But with that being said, thank you everyone for joining me on this video. You'll see that this was actually to play the game. What I just showed you at the end, that was play the game. I mean, there's no doubt that I was not going to be playing the game. But anyway, with that being said, thank you everyone for joining me today on this video. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, get subscribed, hit that bell notification, because I know you want to know when my next video is going to drop. Thank you everyone for joining me. I am live on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/Accureye. I am live Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, usually. But thank you, everyone, for joining me today. And until the next one, this is Accureye, signing out and saying farewell, everyone.